Resident Evil 3 Remake Part 2.
Hope so.
This is Carlos.
Straight. This is Carlos.
Here, where?
Yeah, he has a redesign, just a little bit.
A little. Is this the same Carlos?
It's the same Carlos. He looks absolutely nothing like he did in the original.
Okay,
He sounds nothing like he did, which bugs me because he had one of the most racist voices.
Never seen anything like it.
And when I would play RE3 with one of my friends because it's his favorite game in the franchise.
No thanks. He's all yours.
And whenever we got to Carlos, I would just be like, "It's me, Carlo."
Bitch. Are you kidding me?
Anyway,
Fucking
Carlos
kidding me?
is
You guys
with
are the ones who
Umbrella,
caused all
but
this.
not really.
What are you talking about?
The Umbrella says that they hired the Umbrella biohazard countermeasures thing to mitigate the outbreak, when in reality they sent them in because they want combat data on all of their bioweapons.
Oh, yep. Isn't that like basically the premise of Operation Raccoon City?
Yes, kind of, but that game's not canon.
This fine young lady can use our help.
It simultaneously is and isn't at the
No,
same
it
time.
it absolutely is not canon. Like it literally doesn't make any sense if it's canon. It completely changes the events of Resident Evil 2 and 3.
RPD Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Her name is something Valentine.
It's
Mikhail, you're kind of creeping me out.
To meet you,
She still looks a
Jill.
little weird though.
You gotta get used to
I
it
am
by the
your
end.
BCS platoon
Why is
leader.
everybody
Honestly,
have a beret?
the more fucking dirt and gore that's on her face, the more normal she looks.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
The city is completely cut off, isolated. Most of the 100,000 civilians will wind
Correction.
up dead. Correction, undead.
Jill's just like, man, this
My
guy.
platoon has
It's
suffered
like, ah,
serious
jeez.
losses.
I escaped
Just
one
keep
bad
them alive
accent.
is more than I can.
well, you can thank your corporate overlord.
It's
Carlos
okay.
has some boy band hair going.
Yeah, it's okay. There's gonna be another bad Russian accent.
Well, bad Russian accents are still acceptable. It's only bad Spanish or Mexican accents that are no longer acceptable.
But we need
I take offense to that.
Well, that's unfortunate.
So yeah, unlike the original Resident Evil 3, in the original, the Umbrella Security Service was just trying to get the fuck out of the city themselves. Like they had no more. They came in with the intention to save people, and then they were just like, "This is too fucked." In this version, they're at least competent.
I know what it is.
There's another train cart full of survivors, and
First things first.
the mission right now is to get the subway
Head up the street
running again, because Raccoon City is the dumbest fucking place ever, and when you find out why the subway is not working, you're going to want to strangle the nearest person to you.
Was it a quarantine?
Okay. So because the riots, quote unquote riots, started in Raccoon City, the power plant people decided, you know what? We're going to turn the power off because that is exactly what needs to happen in the middle of a riot. That
No
definitely
power.
wouldn't make things worse.
No riots.
I mean, to be
Obviously.
fair.
No, it makes it worse, Ariel.
To
Peop-
be fair.
When people can't use what they've come used to, they get more agitated.
I'm sorry, are you talking about the game or current events?
I'm talking about, like, well, yes.
I mean, I have a question. Like, how many watts of
Working on
power does it
So
take
what's the plan?
to run a Molotov cocktail? Because that's pretty standard riot gear.
About 2.
Copy that.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Get a
Turn
little,
on the power.
get a little
completely.
static electricity going. Anyway, so this might bug some people, but I'm using New Game Plus items because I want to get through this quick.
How could you do this to us?
I've played through this game like fucking 15 times now. Shut up.
How could you do this to me specifically? Who would not know that you're using New Game Plus?
Alright. Fuck the pistol. Fuck the knife. I'm gonna use the infinite pistol. I could use the rifle, but I want to keep it at least a little challenging. And we're using the hot dogger.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a fire knife.
Oh. Okay.
Like one of those knives that can just toast bread while you're cutting it?
Shut up.
Just
Just shut the fuck up. Anyway, we also got the lockpick and the bolt
master
cutters.
of unlocking.
Yes, you can get those as New Game Plus items, so you don't have to backtrack, which is really helpful for speedrunning purposes. Also, you're gonna see me just kind of spray. Like, I stopped caring.
That doesn't seem like a safe way to store that.
How is that not setting your pants on fire?
Oh, Ariel, there's certain cutscenes where you can see it is so hot that it like distorts the area around it.
I mean, that's a nice effect, but it's still not a safe way to carry it.
No, it's not.
Especially if it just sets shit on fire when you poke things.
Alright, so as absolutely stupid as the hot dogger is, it's also amazingly badass.
Why aren't we using the hot dogger right now for this lock?
Wow.
Because it'll fuse the door shut.
This is my favorite room in the game. I'm gonna find out why after I read this not favorite part of the game. There's Charlie dolls. You gotta find all 20, you get an achievable.
Oh boy, it's extremely fragile. Don't shoot it. I mean, drop it.
Or poke it with your hot dogger.
Alright. You ready for this? Super fighting robot. Mega Man. It's time to get Mega Man.
Oh my god, I want one.
Oh man.
I don't know why they felt the need to do all that, but I'm glad they did. The best part is, when you complete challenges in the game, like beat the game without using the box, stuff like that, you unlock concept art and character models. And there's concept art for bad box art Mega Man. And
yeah, it's
they have
Carlos,
posters,
which way do I go?
all kinds of shit. It's amazing.
That's the substation. You'll have to circle around through an alley to your right to get there.
You mean the alley that's on fire?
Maybe.
Well, you have your knife that's also on fire, and
You know,
it's on
Jill,
your ass right now, so...
I mean, that's
yeah, I see it!
Oh, you see the distortion?
Yeah!
Well, that's unfortunate.
You know, Jill, I don't know why you're mad at Carlos. How would he know that the alley was on fire?
Okay, but that's why I kind of like the maybe. But I wish the intonation had been a little more comedic.
Yeah. I do like what they did with Carlos in this game.
Yeah.
Like, in the original, he was meant to be like a complete badass, and he's just a boring blank slate practically. In this game, he's kind of a dork.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Well, I mean, that's the style now.
Yeah, but I like that style. It's why I liked Leon in Resident Evil 2 so much. Resident Evil 2 and 4. Especially 4. But that game doesn't need to be remake. Capcom, please make Filtronica remake.
It doesn't need to be remade because he already looks like he's in a boy band in 4, so the graphical improvements would be negligible. I'm not complaining, for the record. I am totally fine with boy band Leon.
What about boy band Carlos?
I don't know. It's hard to see his face with all that hair.
Yeah, I know. Seems like a liability if you ask me.
I mean, especially when someone's walking around with a dagger that's literally on fire.
I mean, Ariel, we just lockpicked a locker in a fucking food diner, and there's a grenade inside.
I mean, you know what? That's fair. That you know, the fire sword might be the least.
Oh, you ready for some editing?
Oh shit!
So
Too
we found.
fast for the naked.
Oh my god, it's Sonic!
She's blue.
It's blue, it's Sonic!
So the reason we did that is because if you go back to the safe house at the beginning, you can put these little jewels in these 3 boxes in here and get a bunch of shit. There's a grenade in here. Also, this is incredibly practical.
Yes, I see no reason why you shouldn't do it this way.
These 3 jewels were actually like a mandatory puzzle in the original, and I'm so glad they cut it. Granted, the reason they cut it is because Jill doesn't go to the police station in this version. This was how you got into the police station, and it was so stupid.
I mean, yeah. But they had to change the passwords after they fired Jill, so, you know, that was the only solution.
I mean, I guess. Alright. So, you can find gunpowder in this game, unlike Resident Evil 2. There's 2 kinds. There's gunpowder and high-grade gunpowder.
Ooh, for explosive
If you mix two regular gunpowders, you get handgun bullets. If you mix regular gunpowder and high grade, you get shotgun shells, which is exactly how that works.
Sort of.
And if you mix 2 high grades, you get magnum ammo, which is again how that works. They're definitely not completely different bullet shapes.
It was almost old school mixing. I don't even know if it's Code Veronica or the remake at that point.
Well, no, I was in RE3.
Yeah.
Like gunpowder stuff.
Yeah, the having the powder and mixing it shit is how you got the explosive grenades, or one of the ways you could get them in one of the games.
Yeah, Resident Evil 3.
I haven't played 3, sir. It has to have been one of the ones I
sure,
played.
I'm pretty sure it's not in Code Veronica.
I know. It might be in Remake 1.
That might be true. I don't remember.
Because I remember doing it to fight hunters.
Well, that's what you do in this game. To an extent.
I haven't done this game, sir!
I was just saying.
Good sir!
So I'm gonna
Gentlemen!
I'm gonna show off where all the weapon upgrades are, but I'm not gonna use them because this is a different handgun. Which, honestly, I think the regular handgun might be better, just with all the upgrades. This is a red dot, which makes aiming 1,000,000,000 times better.
Yeah, I've got one like that.
And then you get the extended magazine, which ups your clip to 33.
Oh, is this literally, he just has a journal next to his safe that's gonna have the fucking...
No, it's the hint to the safe. Mm-hmm. Which I've never actually found the thing he's talking about. Aquacure it's something that happened in the original Resident Evil 3, but it was for something mandatory. And the original Resident Evil 3 had randomized elements where each playthrough items and stuff would be in different spots. This game doesn't do that. Well, they only appear in one of 2 spots.
Okay, that's
and they're never
less bullshit.
I don't think it's ever like a mandatory item. I think it's just like weapons and stuff. Not weapons. Actually, yes, weapons.
I'm going to stand by my bullshit, but slightly less bullshit.
This game technically has that though, because after you beat hardcore mode, you unlock nightmare mode. Nightmare mode has enemies and items in different places, and more enemies, which is exactly what a nightmare is.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, yeah, sure, for harder difficulty, put shit in different spots. Not
Honestly,
just for shits and giggles.
honestly, I actually really like that because it, the reason this game's really tense your first playthrough is because you don't know what to do. You're kind of lost.
That's kind of how most survival horror goes.
Well, but after that, like, everything's just kind of, I know where everything is, let me do all
Yeah.
this and unlock shit. But even if you have, like, infinite ammo stuff, unless you have the rocket launcher, Nightmare mode is really tense again, because you're lost.
Yeah,
Like-
that's what the point of having harder difficulty should be, in my opinion.
For
I
these
don't
kinds of
think-
games.
Yeah, for Resident Evil 4, I don't think Pro was significantly harder. It may have been, I don't remember at this point, but every single playthrough, I was totally cool up until the lab. Can't deal with regenerators. Can't do it. And
You know, they're spoopy.
I would pull out the PRL and I would use it because I'm not dealing with them.
Oh.
It's like everything else I will use like the pistol or the Tommy gun because that one was just stupid and we had to have it. Or it's the Chicago typewriter is what they call it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember how you had to unlock it.
I don't remember how you unlocked anything in that game either. Oh yeah, I
but you
forgot I
got
had to
that-
end the part there.
Yeah, because you get the Chicago typewriter and the fucking oh, I think that's what you get for beating Pro maybe, because it's an
Maybe.
alternate outfit, and Ashley's in a suit of armor.
That's right.
Anyway, though, that doesn't. I mean, it sort of has something to do with Resident Evil 3 in that it involves Resident Evil, but also not.